My name is Emma. I am 32 years old. My life has always been quiet. I work in a small office in the city, nothing special. Every morning I wake up, drink a cup of tea, walk to the bus stop, ride to work, and sit at the same desk. I type emails. I answer calls. I file papers. The days move slowly, and sometimes I feel like time forgets me. I don't complain. I have food, I have a roof, I have enough. But sometimes, when I sit alone in my little apartment at night, I wonder, is this all there is? I used to dream of love, of someone who would look at me as if I was the only person in the world. I dreamed of laughter, of warmth, of a life that felt alive. But dreams are like clouds. They pass by, and then the sky is empty again. One Monday morning, everything began to change. We were told that a new boss would join our office. His name was Daniel. When he first walked in, the room felt different. He was 40 years old, tall, with kind eyes and a gentle smile. He wasn't the kind of man who wanted everyone's attention. He didn't need to. His presence was enough. "Good morning, everyone," he said in a soft voice. Something about the way he spoke made the room quieter, calmer. At first, he was just my boss. Nothing more. I smiled politely, said hello, and went back to work. I didn't know then how much he would change me. Weeks passed. Daniel proved to be unlike any manager I had known. Most bosses give orders. He listened. Most bosses look busy. He looked present. He noticed small things. If someone was tired, he would ask, "Are you okay today?" If someone worked hard, he said, "I appreciate what you did." One afternoon, I was struggling with a long report. He walked past my desk, stopped, and said, "You look focused. Need help?" I looked up, surprised. "I'm fine, thank you," I said. But my heart beat faster than usual. That evening, on the bus home, I kept hearing his voice in my head. Soft. Gentle. Kind. I shook my head and told myself it meant nothing. He was just being polite. But slowly, those small conversations became moments I waited for. It started with laughter. One morning, I dropped my pen, and it rolled under my desk. I tried to reach it, but it slipped further away. Daniel happened to walk by. He bent down, picked it up, and handed it to me. "Escaping pens are the hardest kind to catch," he said, smiling. I laughed. It was a small joke, but it stayed with me. I realized I hadn't laughed like that in a long time. That night, I thought about him. I told myself it was nothing. Just a smile. Just a laugh. But my heart felt different. Then one day, I noticed his ring. It was a simple silver band on his left hand. I froze. A wave of heaviness filled my chest. Married. Of course. A man like him would not be alone. I stared at the ring longer than I should have. The world seemed quieter. My heart whispered, "Stop. Forget him. Don't fall." But love doesn't always listen to reason. By the time I saw the ring, it was already too late. From that day, my life became two lives. On the outside, I was the same Emma. Quiet, polite, professional. On the inside, I was full of chaos. My heart beat fast every time Daniel spoke to me. When he stood close, I felt heat rise in my face. "Are you okay?" he asked once when he saw me drop my papers. "Yes, I'm fine," I said quickly. But I wasn't fine. My heart was screaming inside me. At night, in my little apartment, I lay awake thinking of him. I didn't want to, but I couldn't stop. I whispered to myself, "Forget him, Emma. He's married. He's not yours." But my heart replied, "I can't." One Saturday, I went to the park to clear my mind. I sat on a bench, watching children run and play. The sun was warm. I closed my eyes and tried to breathe. Then I heard a familiar voice. "Daniel." I opened my eyes. He stood just a few steps away, holding hands with a woman. She was smiling. Beside them, a little boy laughed. And a little girl ran into Daniel's arms. He picked her up, kissed her head, and laughed. They were a family. His family. I froze. My heart ached so deeply it felt hard to breathe. He looked different there, not my boss, but a husband, a father, a man who belonged to someone else. He didn't see me. I was glad. I turned away and looked at the trees, forcing back tears. In that moment, reality hit me. He was never mine. He never could be. Monday came. My heart was heavy, but I went to work as always. Daniel came to my desk. "Emma, are you okay? You look tired." I looked down. "I'm fine," I whispered. He pulled up a chair and sat beside me. His voice was soft. "Emma, you're a good person. You always help others. You're quiet, but strong. You're special." That word. Special. No one had ever said that to me before. My hands shook. My chest felt full. I wanted to cry. I wanted to tell him everything. But I stayed silent. That night, I stood in front of my mirror and repeated his words, "He thinks I'm special." I cried, with happiness, with sadness, with confusion. One evening, everyone left the office except Daniel and me. The room was quiet, the air heavy. He looked at me and said softly, "Emma, you are important to me." My heart raced. I stared at him, afraid, hopeful, broken. "I am married," he continued, "but I like you. You make me feel alive." Tears filled my eyes. I didn't know what to say. I whispered, "Daniel, I like you too. But you have a family. I don't want to be the reason for pain." He nodded slowly. "I understand." The silence that followed was the loudest I had ever known. After that night, things changed. We worked together as usual, but we kept a quiet distance. We didn't speak of feelings again. I thought about him every day. Sometimes I felt hope. Sometimes despair. But deep inside, I knew the truth: this love could not be mine. One evening, I sat alone and made a decision. "Emma, you must love yourself first." I chose to stop waiting for him. To stop hoping he would leave his family. To start building a life of my own. It was not easy. Some nights I still cried. Some mornings I still thought of his smile. But slowly, I learned. Love is not always about holding on. Sometimes, love is about letting go. I started small. I signed up for a painting class. I met new people. I traveled to a nearby town I had never visited. I began to rediscover myself. Daniel still crossed my mind, but the pain grew softer. It became part of me, but not all of me. One morning, as I walked to work, the sun rose bright over the city. For the first time in a long while, I smiled without thinking of him. Daniel will always be part of my story. But I am free now. And I am ready for my own beginning, love taught me many things. That the heart is wild. That it doesn't always choose wisely. That sometimes it hurts more than it heals. But it also taught me strength. It taught me that I am more than my loneliness. That I am capable of growing, of healing, of moving forward. Daniel was my secret love. My silent love. But the loudest love I found was the one I gave myself. And that love, I will never let go. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more English stories and lessons. Hit the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. Your support means a lot to us. See you next time.